Hey everyone, so with 1.6.2 being released yesterday, I wanted to make a little video showing how to use LazySave effectively and go over what the modes are, because they got a rename in this patch, or this update. So I want to show you guys how to use it correctly, how to use it effectively, and that way people aren't getting confused and saying that things are broken when they're just using the wrong mode. So selected group mode is the one that people tend to use the most. It's the one that you select your groups and you can save out exactly what's there. So as you can see, I just saved out all four of these different icons all at once. It allows you to quickly save out things, whatever. You could use it for different textures if you had like a diffuse, speck, and gloss. You can use it for pretty much anything that's in a group, and it'll use the group name as whatever you say in your naming conventions. The next one is group contents mode. This one seems to be the one that confuses people the most, because they figure, oh yeah, group contents, and I want the stuff that's in my group. So if you hover over it, it'll tell you what it's supposed to do, and that goes for pretty much anything in LazySave. So as you can see, this one says it'll export all the layers from a group. So what it'll do is, for example, if I go to an animation that a user named Lars sent me to test on, you can see it's got a little animation, and in all of his folders he's got different layers for the different things that he's doing. So if he wants to save out every single layer, you would use the group contents mode. So group contents mode will save every single one of these layers as a separate image in a folder, whatever your group is. So for example, if I do this, you can see that it's going to start populating it. It's going to make the folder for you as well, so you don't have to worry about like trying to save it into a folder that doesn't exist yet and have it go, oh, I don't know what's going on. LazySave will cover that for you. So as you can see, all these different layers are now ready for him to go. It's another one to show. Anyways, so that's the good part about the group contents mode. You can use it to save out individual layers from whatever group you've got. The next one is channel packing mode. This one is fairly specific to texture artists, I guess. For example, if you have a bunch of black and white textures, or even you want to do an RGB and an alpha channel, you can use channel packing for that. So channel packing will go and say like, oh yeah, I want this black and white image, this black and white image, this black and white image, and I want to pack them all into one image just in the RGB and alpha channel. Violet color is your alpha channel, for the record. So what you can do is go like, oh yeah, that's what I want. I want to select those channels and I want to put them into one image, and that's what it's going to do. It's going to save it out into one image that we can go and quickly see. It's got all the different channels, and it's got them all there. All the ones that we just packed or selected. So you can also do, for example, like an RGB and an alpha channel and do the same thing. And now what we'll get is you'll have your RGB and you'll have an alpha channel as well. This is super handy if you don't feel like having to change the actual alpha channel every time. You can just update a layer and a group called alpha, for example. It doesn't matter what it's called. That'll allow you to never have to manually edit your channels for your alpha again. So the last mode is the WYSIWYG, or what you see is what you get mode, and this is exactly what it says on the tin. It doesn't require you to have a group, it just saves whatever is there. So for example, make a little image, be like, bam, I want to have this. So I can go, okay, you still have to save it, so we'll call it like, we'll save over my test example, and we'll go like that, bam. It's now there. So the one hitch to this is you're going to get whatever your PSD name is or whatever your custom name is. So that's the one downside to not having a group. There's nothing I can do for making that a little bit easier, really, because Photoshop is very finicky. But this makes it so you really never have to go and manually save out and use like the, oh yeah, I need to change my file name, I need to change my folder, I need to change my image settings, you can still use LazySave. You can set it once, you can save it out quickly, and you don't have to go and mess around with all this extra crap. So that's all of the modes. In the next video, I'm going to show you different ways to use LazySave effectively, and also different combinations of things to use it.